Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader. It's Monday, June 14th, and these are the charts of the day. We're going to discuss both longs and shorts today, go over some charts that look attractive. On the long side, ARST, ARC which was a big darling and favorite of ours, having run from the 4 range up to the just under 30, finally triple topped early in the first quarter, came down in a nice bear trend. As a matter of fact, was being considered for the box of shorts list, but gapped up big time on Friday and followed up another 45 cents today. The best part about today was that it didn't back off and it's held its 50-day moving average. If we get a move over the 24.70-25 zone, I think this stock could make it up towards a retest of those highs, and that's our trading target up around 29 plus. Aruba Networks, ARUN, came out on Friday and popped out across this little head and shoulders type pattern or consolidation that was underway after this long run. As you can see, its stock has gone from $1.85 up to the near 15 range. And but today had a significant breakout as volume increased and the stock was up 34 cents. We'll see if we get a follow through. Some resistance around the $15 range, 15 and a half range, but my target's 18 and a half. CTIB had a very unusual price volume surge today. Took it across this consolidation range. Let's call that the support zone. After popping in March and then consolidating narrowly, this is a thin stock, by the way, it backed off and then exploded on a breakaway gap before consolidating for the next week. Today it gapped again and ran up to 710 before backing off and closing at 650. Still up $1.08. Volume was only 155,000 shares, and yet that's considered strong volume for the stock. So indeed, a stock that's thin and must be traded with caution. The rising channel looks something like that. We called for a target up around $9, my next trading target. Harkin Energy had a really terrific day today in that after this big run up, it backed all the way down to 456, only to snap back 90 cents and close with a penny gain on the day. I think that's significant, and I'm looking now for a move that takes this to $7. IDT broke out on Friday, followed up a little bit today with a move up to 10.95 before backing off. Still up 3% at 31 cents. Solid volume. I'm looking for a move that takes us to 13. Star of the day today, IFLG, exploded, opened 362, ran to 728, doubling, and backing off just slightly to close up 91 cents on a day, but certainly 8.5 million shares, the biggest volume we've ever seen in a stock. And with the close as strong as it was, this could augur well for higher prices. I would not be shocked to see the stock make its way up towards the $10 range short term and then intermediate term 15. LLAN, current favorite of ours, after announcing that it's being included in the S&P 5, the Russell 3000, also announced an acquisition of another coal miner in China, and apparently that is going to have a very positive accretive effect on the company's sales and earnings. There's still overhead resistance around 1070, which I expect to be tested. The 1065.70 is lateral resistance and 50-day moving average resistance, but I'm looking for a move that takes it up through that and moves us into the 13-14 range, my trading target. Netlist, very nice follow-through day on huge volume of 7.5 million shares. That's big volume for that stock. It did get up to 3.25 before backing off about 35 cents, but still up 43 cents on a day, 17.5%. And that kind of volume with a close above the 50-day moving average needs to be carefully watched for an extension. Trading target around the 4.5 area. Next up we have UNG, which I stated was really bullish looking with this flag developing. Moved up a little bit on Friday and popped today for 38 cents or 4.65% on strong volume of 31 million. I'm looking for a move now that takes this up to test the 9.5 zone. And lastly, on the long side is WPRT, a portfolio position which moved up to the moving averages, settled in, consolidated, and then broke out on Friday, followed through today. Key is going to be to get through the 20.25, 20.5 zone up in here, but if it does, looking for a target around 23 on a short-term basis. Now let's move over to the box of shorts list, and you'll see that CF had a really ugly day today, continuing in the downtrend. Now, from the bottom of that channel, it bounced up to the moving average and price resistance. Today backed off 327 and continues in a down channel that could lead to lower prices in the mid-50s. DGW has been unable to rally after the hit in May and is in a downward drifting flag pattern, which could crack and get this down into the mid-teens. Google, wanted to point that out since it's a market leader, is in a distinct downtrend with a bear consolidation of sorts. Now, if it does crack this line here, we could expect to see a move down that takes us down towards the 410 zone. A long ways from here, but let's see if it first takes out 460. That's key lateral support. KGS, after breaking sharply in May, has worked its way back up in a bear flag type formation with almost no movement in technicals. I expect this will eventually roll over and get down to test the mid-teens, maybe even low teens. Monsanto, which has been an ugly downtrend since January, having dropped from the mid-80s to the high 40s, is now forming another bear flag and could even go lower. Stock is under pressure and on multi-year lows as well, and is not looking good at all. Absolutely no movement in its technicals. Does not augur well for that stock other than if you're short. MicroStrategy, after a big move up in the last couple of years that took it from the low 30s to the to over 100, topped out, broke down, rallied back on 3 or 4 occasions, has not been able to get through 78, 8.25 zone, which is resistance. And if this breaks to the downside, I can see the stock moving into the low 60s and then mid 50s. And lastly is NCIT, which broke hard in early May and has done very little except go sideways and form a bear coil of sorts, or bear flag there. And if this stock breaks down from here, I would not be shocked to see it move into the to test this October 08 low down around 18. That's it for tonight. Some ideas on both the long and short side. Market is quite volatile and still has not given an indication it wants to break out, failing once again today at key resistance. We'll see what kind of follow through we get up or down tomorrow. Good night.